Great. Okay.
All right, and we are live. My name is Tony Vicinda from Plus One EXP, and we are going to be playing the Santa-Cide Squad tonight, which is a 2-page RPG we put up for free on itch earlier this week. Maybe you're on our email list and watching tonight. Maybe you heard about it on Facebook. Maybe you love one of these amazing people we have with us who are a mix of game designers, content creators, and other folks who are just like, hey, I want to play and I don't have anything going on the night before Christmas, which is not a sad thing because you've got this going on now. Like, a lot of people were like, boo-hoo, I wanted to play and now I can't because I have dumb family. And so, again, my name is Tony Vicinda. You can find me at Plus One EXP and the Chief Alchemist at Plus One. And you didn't come to hear from me, though. You came to hear from all these awesome people. Let's start with stream favorite, the most appearing person on all of our streams by a long shot at this point, our Alex Murray. How's it going, Alex?
I'm well above 50% at this point.
You are,
right?
you are above 50%. I think
just
you
keep
have
putting my hand up, baby.
Yeah, you have
I wanna
not
be
been
your
on
Steve
a
Martin.
stream like that. So,
Nonsense.
tell people a little
Well, then,
about who you are.
hello, it's me again, R. Alex Murray, Cosmic Traveler and Seeker of Truths. I'm a Brooklyn-based stand-up podcaster, actor. Primarily that one because of a degree, but not getting used so much. What with the germs floating around in the air. So yeah, I've been streaming a lot with Tony and friends. This is great. Thanks for having me back. I'm super pumped for this one.
We're gonna come back to your character in just 1 second. And I'm also gonna ask you when I come back to you, what are you hoping is underneath your tree this Christmas? Real or imagined, it doesn't matter, but I do want to know. Let's go down to our dynamic duo down below, Parrish and Evan. Parrish, tell us a little bit about who you are, where you're from, and what you do.
Hi, my name is Parrish Danforth, and this is my real-life nephew,
Evan. I'm Evan Hamilton.
and we're the designers of Age of Exploration. It's a gateway RPG. I'm blinking out. It's a gateway RPG for sharing role-playing with your family or anyone else who has never played before. So it's super easy to pick up. And so if you enjoy Santa-Cide Squad and are looking for the next step in your role-playing, you can check it out and download it for free at explorealtera.com.
Awesome. And I know I haven't said it yet, but we'd love to have you back on to run a game for a crew sometime and to do some review for you. We'd love to have you on and share your game some point in the future. I think it looks like a blast. And again, I'm pretty sure I saw it on a list earlier today. I am going to dig around and see which list I saw it on because it did stand out to me when I saw it, that I knew who the producer was, but I couldn't remember that it was you. So I'm super excited. Evan, tell us a little bit about you. Anything people need to know?
I'm Evan Hamilton. I really enjoy acting. I'm still in high school, but I love to be in plays, and I'm looking to be an author when I get older. I have a lot of ideas for books I want to write, and I've always really enjoyed fantasy, both writing that and playing fantasy games, which is part of how I've come to be the co-designer of Age of Exploration with my uncle Parrish.
Awesome. Very cool. Yeah. Looking forward to playing with you guys tonight. And then last but not least, representing elf culture in the hat department and first time on the stream also is Mike. Mike, tell us about yourself.
Hi, I'm Mike Mercadal. I'm a podcast host, comedian, actor, paramedic, assorted other roles and jobs and tasks and things. I'm shocked at Evan having accomplished so much in high school when I realized how little I accomplished in high school. Designed a full-fledged
The games
RPG
I designed
game.
in high school were like drink till you fall over. So
yeah,
good for you.
The games I designed in high school were how do I be as awkward as possible? Guess what? I won. And I'm really good at it. No, but I host a podcast with our Alex Murray here. We have a show called Mike Contextualizes the Universe, and I multiple other shows I've done that Alex has been a part of. Alex is a part of everything that everyone does. They just don't know it yet.
It's true.
Shh, don't tell them. Don't reveal. They'll turn around. They'll turn around and witness me.
But yeah,
Awesome.
super excited to be playing festive holiday things during a time that doesn't feel so festive. This is great. I am loving the lead up process. I can't wait to play.
Awesome. So we are playing the Santa-Cide Squad, which again is a 2-page RPG. It's a hack of a system called Honey Heist that I absolutely love, which is about bears who are robbing HoneyCon. I wanted to make a Christmas RPG that was 1 part heist film, 1 part claymation film, and 1 part the Suicide Squad. Honey Heist seemed to be a really fun, simple way to be able to knock that out. I got together with my son. He did some of the artwork. We put it up on itch for free. You can get it at ttrpg.link/Santa-Cide Squad, or just go to itch.io and type in Santa-Cide Squad or Tony Vicinda, and it should pop up. But we're going to hop into play. There are only 2 stats that everybody has. There's naughty and there's nice. We're going to meet everybody's characters in flashback. But before I hop into kind of narrating that open scene, I want to whip back around with that other question and hear from everybody what they hope, real or imagined, is underneath their Christmas tree. See, Alex, I gave you like 5 minutes, and I saw the look on your face. You just started thinking about it. And we'll go in reverse order so that Mike gets a little bit, or so that Alex gets a little bit more time. Mike, what do you hope, real or imagined, is underneath your Christmas tree this Christmas?
Here's, I would love to say, the gift of travel. I feel like I would love for all of us to be able to go to other places, then come back and not be. I want to, like, just to be able to go away and then come back. I want to be missed and then enjoy when I return. I want people to enjoy when I return my company. But yeah, no, I really would love to be able. 2020 was I had a lot of vacations out of the country that got canceled, so I would love to get them back. You know,
Nice.
Start be plane tickets.
Awesome. Love it. Thanks. All right, Evan, how about you? What do you wish, real or imagined, was going to be underneath the tree this Christmas?
This may really be imagined for the time being, but I would really like to be able to sing in choir again in person, because in addition to being in plays, I would always sing in school choir, and that has been the class that is the most not the same in distance learning. So I would really like to sing again.
There we go. Awesome. Parrish, how about you? What do you wish was going to be underneath the tree, real or imagined, this Christmas?
I love learning new RPGs, and I love supporting indie RPGs, and that's why I'm here for Santa-Cide Squad. I would be thrilled to find a copy of Morkborg under my tree. It's a
Whoa!
It is a
What a flex,
dude.
it is black metal old school role-playing RPG, and I recently have started reading it, and I'm all in. I want to give it a try.
I have found a couple willing GMs for us, Parrish, so we are going to get a chance to play it sometime soon. Yeah, I haven't actually even taken this one out of the wrapper. I thought I have a copy. I think I have another copy coming. But if you guys haven't seen this before, it is absolutely gorgeous. Comes out of the Swedish RPG scene. One of my favorite things is that sometimes those, like, the design is intense, but sometimes they'll just take a page to be like a bone. If you stab somebody with it, does a D4 of damage, right? Like, it's just, there's sometimes like this much information. There's a little bit of text right up here, right? There's the title, and then there's all of this down below it. So it's just super intense. They've had a couple other projects, and then a good friend of ours, Philip Reed, just put out the first third-party physical Morkborg pieces through a Kickstarter he did. And they're sitting somewhere back over there behind me. But super cool system. Can't wait to dive into it more. That could happen on Christmas. We'll see. I'm not sending you my copy, but and if I did, I wouldn't get there in time. But we'll see what happens. All right, Alex, you've had plenty of time to think.
I know. I want to thank Parrish for taking this segment out of what has traumatized you the most in the last 9 months into just like, what do you actually want? So thanks for that, buddy. Because I would like a hug from people. That would be great. I would love to just like be able to high five. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I sing with kids. I work with kids, and I do dress up as Santa a couple times a season and like sing. And one of the things I miss being able to high five the children. How's that for very cute? I would like a high five from like an excited 4-year-old who is singing and dancing to music that I am playing.
There we
That's
go.
my Christmas wish.
There you go. Love it.
It's a Christopher Columbus film.
If
For the
you
children.
if you're watching now on Facebook, on Twitch, wherever you might happen to be watching, or if you're watching this later on, in the comments down below, we'd love to hear what you would love to have underneath your Christmas tree. But we are going to get started playing the Santa-Cide Squad. I'm going to start you guys out at the cusp of the action. You are in LA, staring up at a very, very tall tower in front of you. Emblazoned on the outside are the words Chest Nutkatomi Plaza. And there are Christmas lights twinkling in the distance. There's that delightful LA smog in the background. As you look up at this building, you think back to just a little while ago when you found yourself in a very different location at the North Pole, and you had found yourself on Santa's bad list. Not quite on the naughty list, but tinkering on the edge of the naughty list. I would love to have each of you just kind of narrate a scene for me, introducing your character and showing us what they did that put them to the point where they are teetering on the edge of the naughty and the nice list. What happened to your character to put them in this position? Alex, let's start with you.
Hello, my name is Coco, and Coco is a let me get this right. I am a Coco Peggy, which is an Inuit cryptid. I am a gigantic 10-legged polar bear who inhabits the deepest regions of the far Arctic. But I have been, I found I was hired. I got tired of stalking and killing, naughty Inuit children. And I found my way up to Santa's workshop where they put me to work as a list analyst. It turns out that because I have so many arms, I can turn so many pages and I can take care of so much clerical work that they have made me the best office drone. But man, it's been rough. Coco's burnt out. Coco's had enough. And one person, he's like 4 days away from retirement, y'all. And yesterday, one person came in and looked at him and said, "Hey, do you think you could do me a favor and move my friend from the naughty list to the nice list?" And boy, Coco lost it. Coco lost it. He knocked over his desk. He knocked over the water cooler. He tore the stockings down off of the where the stocking hanger over the fire, ripped them right out of there. And he found a roast beast and he punted it. And he's like, "I've had enough. Christmas," he yelled drolly. And of course looked up and there was Santa, and he faced a fairly stern Saint Nick tisk session.
Ooh. Sounds intense. Let's hop over to Parrish. Parrish, tell us a little bit about your creature. Tell us in the narrative for us a scene about how they ended up on the teetering on the edge of the naughty list.
I'm Elvis Tinseltights, the elf, a cracked, uptight, and motivated member of toy manufacturing. I'll tell you, my toys are extremely popular among the younglings, but I was recently reprimanded for creating a new one that is a bit too complicated for parents to have to put together on Christmas morning. And I say that it's about the fun, not about what parents might have to go through. So I just got into a bit of a spat with my manager, and that's how I ended up on the naughty list.
All right. Awesome. Mike, let's go to you real quick. Tell us a little bit about your character, who they are, then narrate for us a little scene about how they ended up teetering on the edge of the naughty list.
Well, my name's Dimples Sugar Maker. And I'm a rookie on the Polar Security Force, and I was in the locker room. You imagine like a dolly shot just coming around, and you peeks across some lockers, and you see Dimples just kind of head down, struggling with the decision that he's made to hold some product for some of the lesser, lower standing guys on the police force. But I'm new, I'm new. I don't have anyone. I can't stand up to them. So it cuts to a shot of my locker. There's a brick of powdered sugar just sitting there, just being held for these guys. And then I turn around and boom, who's there? The big man himself catches me holding brick. He's like, "What are you doing with the powdered sugar?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's not mine." And he's like, "That's the oldest excuse in the book." And then and I'm like, "Well, I mean, you can't prove it." And he's like, "Well, possession is 9/10 of the law." And I'm like, "Is it? Because I'm new here. Is it? That's the way. Okay, I'm sorry." And then now I'm being punished.
Tragic and classic story. Somebody taking advantage of the rookie. We'll see how that all plays out for you. Let's flash back over to Evan. Evan, tell us a little bit about your character, who they were, and how they ended up teetering on the naughty list.
I'm Sparkle Peppermint. I'm an elf who works in the holiday cheer department, and I was baffled of late to find that the other members of the cheer department were not decorating nearly enough for the holidays around the North Pole. So I took it upon myself to decorate extra in every department. And what was I supposed to say when they were upset that the toy makers couldn't enter through the door when there was too much holly in the way? Well, it was even merrier. Well, Santa didn't like that. He said it was decreasing our efficiency, but I say that efficiency is all in the Christmas spirit. But apparently I'm on the edge of the Knights list, and worse, they've been saying I'm a cotton-headed ninny-muggins.
I didn't realize you could curse on stream.
Ninny-muggins.
I didn't realize this was a illicit stream, explicit. Like, I'm sorry. It's shocking.
Yeah, we're limited to one cotton-headed ninny-muggins per. I already
two.
ruined it. I ruined it. Well, when you're explaining the rule, you're allowed to use. So just anytime you say it in the future, make sure you explain the rule also too. Again, that way.
Saying it is 9/10 of the law, Tony.
So,
Apparently Santa's a bit of a narc.
We flash forward to all of y'all being held in polar security. You're each brought in for your various transgressions against the nice list. And Santa explains to you just that you've got one chance to work your way off the naughty list. And as a matter of fact, he wouldn't typically even give you a chance except for that Christmas is in danger. It turns out that a recent person who was touring the North Pole facilities has absconded with Rudolph's nose. They took the nose right off the face, and you can see Santa get vague and his eyes kind of fuzz over as he thinks about the gruesome scene of Rudolph with no nose on. And as he snaps back in, he says, "Look, they think they can surgically reattach it and get him in the air tomorrow, but we've got to get it back before 5 p.m. polar time," which I have no idea what that translates to any other time. Don't at me. As long as we have it by 5 p.m. right, we think we can surgically reattach it, get everything in the air, and keep Christmas on track. I can't spare essential personnel, but right now getting y'all out of the North Pole will probably help us stay up more on track than if you're here. So I'm sending you down south to save Rudolph's nose. There is, luckily, because it serves as a high-functioning GPS, it hasn't been hard to track. We know it's in LA. We know its general location, but we don't know the specifics. And so Santa explains all this to you, and they use a magical portal to shift you guys down to LA. But before you go, is there anything you need to do, want to check, any action that you want to take in the North Pole before we come back? Remember, you can always flash back to things that you were doing, conversations you were having in the future, but if you want to establish something being done before we go, this is your opportunity for that.
I'm going to have to get my tactical Christmas vest.
Your tactical
my-
Christmas vest.
Many pockets.
Many
It's
pockets.
got just lots of room to carry things. And it's got, it's green and festive, but it's got many pockets. So
what's the motif? Like what are we seeing on this Christmas vest?
if you imagine there's like a it looks like a bandolier of candy canes.
Awesome.
Just like a straight, John Popper from Blues Travelers of candy canes.
Awesome. Love it. All right. Anybody else have anything they want to establish before you get into this polar portal that's going to transport you down south to LA?
I'm going to pack my snowball launcher.
And make sure you have your snowball launcher. Awesome.
I need to take one of every kind of my 26 favorite candies.
We're gonna find out what every single type of candy does as we go. I'm super excited about that. Anybody else want to establish anything before they head down?
Yeah, I think there's a scene where we see as Coco leaves, sort of, ducks under the door to get out of Santa's office after he tells him the deal. You see him sort of inexplicably just reach into his fur. He doesn't really have pockets, but he can hold some stuff in his fur. And he pulls out a very large flask and he undoes it. And he takes a huge gulp and he goes, Sure, go down to LA, he says. Get Rudolph's nose, he says. It'll be some laughs.
How many days are you from retirement again?
Yeah, 4 days from retirement.
4 days from retirement.
I just got to get through one more Christmas.
Wait, you're on the police force, the security force too?
No. Just 4
Oh,
days from retirement from list analytics. But it's really stressful, man. Everybody freaks out about nobody wants to be on the naughty list, Mike, and everybody's got an angle. Everybody's got something they want to give to you to move them across the list. And I'm tired of saying no to the bribes. I'll tell you that. And then I do also have my favorite pencil behind my ear. I rolled for that, and I've got it. It's my trustiest, favoriteest pencil. It writes so good.
Yeah. By the way, if you didn't, there is a bonus table, a set of bonus tables in there. You're welcome to roll for it now if you want to, or just look at it later on and decide that you want certain things. That's basically what your character is wearing or has on them. It's not required for play, but if you want to, you're absolutely welcome to. If you want a little bit extra flavor,
No foreplay is required foreplay, but it always helps.
It is a 2-page RPG, but we did go ahead and make 2 bonus pages immediately of extra stuff that we just thought would be helpful. So what your character is wearing is one of those things.
I rolled for jingle shoes, and I don't think on this stealth mission we need 10 jingle shoes, so I went ahead and took those off.
the loudest polar bear on Earth.
Just a big jingly,
there's either 10 polar bears or 1 cryptid running this way. I can't tell which one. All right, so you guys find yourself outside of Nakatomi Plaza. Can't say that if they aren't sponsoring this live stream. Chest Nutkatomi Plaza, the LA smog heavy in the air, the sound of pop Christmas music playing from cars as they stream by. Well, they don't really stream by; it's LA as they slowly move by on the 5 behind you. And you can see that there's not a lot of lights on in Chest Nutkatomi Plaza, but there are a few floors that look like they are active, as well as just a random smattering of lights here and there around the building. It looks like security is still by the front desk. Tell me, how do you guys want to approach Chest Nutkatomi Plaza?
Well,
I hate to be the elves seem pretty nimble, but this giant polar bear might be a problem sneaking through.
Oh, don't mind me. I can blend right in. Perhaps we could pull some sort of a ruse. Perhaps we can convince these people that I am, in fact, a giant animatronic of some sort.
Or perhaps we could put you in something like a giant Christmas tree.
Yes, absolutely. I start looking around. As there are like bushes that I can like turn into a Christmas tree, maybe disguise.
We are experts at wrapping. We could get him in a big box and then wrap him up like a huge present.
Oh, great. That sounds And
Then
rapturing.
we could go through shipping and receiving.
Oh, it's actually not a bad idea.
Yep, I think.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say a big box might be easier to handle than a decorated with foliage of some kind. I think a large square object might be easier to figure out.
Coco has already ripped up a couple like shrubs and just sort of like stuck them in between his legs. And so he's just got like some trees sticking out from between his like second and third pair of legs. He's like, how does this look?
Well, I did a lot of training for the security force using the Metal Gear Solid training program where I mean, you get pretty good at hiding in boxes, so it's up to you.
If y'all, there are a number of big boxes by the dumpster that you guys could easily make use of. If you wanted to try to find a Christmas tree, you probably could find a one or two or three of them nearby, at least some kind of evergreen to fasten into something. But which route do y'all want to take?
I say we gift wrap him.
All right.
I'll for that.
As long as we've got a bow.
Put me in a box.
Who's taking lead on the wrapping process?
I recommend the one with the most cheer would be the one to be able to handle that.
Ooh.
Go ahead, Evan. Go ahead and have it's Sparkle, right?
Yes, Sparkle.
Go ahead and have Sparkle make a nice roll. So you're going to try to roll a 3 or under on a d6.
All right. I did not get that. I got 6.
You got 6. You're able to get in the box, but then you realize you don't have any of your wrapping supplies with you. You're used to having like extensive access to all kinds of materials with which to make cheer things. So he is in the box, but it is not particularly wrapped.
How's it going? Doesn't sound like you guys are wrapping anything. Am I pretty?
A talking box might also give us away too. Please, no disrespect, but silence would be better.
So close to retirement. 4 more days. 1 more Christmas.
So he's in the box. You guys do have him boxed up, but he's not wrapped. So you guys are totally able to move him around as a box, but not as a giant present.
Such a big box. Yo, I'm like 4 times the size of a normal polar bear.
Yeah, and we're elves. So are elves, do you think elves are super strong, or do you think we need to like heist a pallet jack first? Maybe get our forklift certification.
I think most elves probably have forklift certification just as a background for working in the workshop. I'd be surprised if they didn't. It seems like a basic OSHA requirement for the North Pole. So if there does near shipping and receiving, and there's not a whole lot of people around outside. It's later in the evening. It looks like most people have gone home if they're not here for Christmas parties or working late. And you do notice that there's a forklift nearby.
I'm gonna so I have an ugly Christmas sweater, so I'm gonna pull a little tab on my vest and poof, it turns into a ugly Christmas sweater. So as I'm gonna push the help push the giant box through, and then if security asks us any questions, it's like, y'all, we got a big gift for the party upstairs. Y'all know the party, the ugly sweater party, right? Everybody? Yeah, let's take this big old gift in there. Big surprise for the boss.
All right, so y'all get it on a forklift, get it up to shipping and receiving. You can find some like casters there. Yeah, and you do find one security guard at the kind of the back door who is just there for late night deliveries, kind of making sure everything rolls in that's supposed to. Go ahead and make a that seems pretty naughty. Seems like you're lying to this guy. Go ahead and make a naughty roll for me.
It is a deception, yes. I rolled a 2. Right?
That is under. So yeah, you roll. That's successful, which means you'll move a point from nice to naughty, making your naughty 4 and your nice 2.
Oh no! Wait. Okay.
Like the meta game here is to be like naughty then nice, then naughty then nice, then naughty then nice.
The meta game is to kind of be naughty then nice, or to
karma balance.
Yeah, to kind of at least to be like, or to be really naughty, but then do like a nice thing, then be naughty again, do a nice thing, and then so, or just let other people take the spotlight for a little while if you're worried about your level of naughty to nice.
What if I'm just naughty and that powdered sugar was actually mine and I was lying the whole time?
Could be. We'll find out.
Be. You don't know.
So as y'all make your way past this security guard, down kind of the hallway towards the cargo elevator at the end of it, you can hear some Christmas music in the background, and it is one of your favorite jams. Whose favorite jam is it? Whose favorite Christmas jam is it?
It's mine. I love this song.
Okay, what song is it? What song is it? And give us a couple lines.
Oh, it's of course it is the classic German carol in the Weihnachtsbäckerei, which is a dope version of it. It goes in the Weihnachtsbäckerei, mince the. Then there's a bunch of German words. I don't know them, but it's about eating cookies and being sort of naughty in a bakery, and I love it.
Awesome. So that very obscure German Christmas song is playing in the background, and the box starts to shake a little bit as someone gets very excited. But you guys are able to make it to the cargo elevator. There are 40 floors in Chest Nutkatomi Plaza. This will stop on about half of them. This doesn't go to every single floor, but it looks like it stops on every 10th floor and a few select floors in between. Where are y'all headed?
Where are we headed?
I'm in a box.
We do we know where? Like, we have the GPS of the Rudolph's red nose.
That led you here, but it doesn't have a precise location. That was the only problem.
Note to self: remind Santa to upgrade his technology to include an altimeter.
Just me here from inside the box. Just if you guys get me to maybe a security system or like a security, I have a fairly intricate knowledge of like timetables and systems. I think I could, like, if you give me to some sort of desk, I think I could maybe figure out what's going on where. A security desk. Or maybe one of y'all, because I feel like we can all read.
Is there a directory or a listing of some kind that tells us what's on each floor?
There is not on this side, but you do feel like you saw one as you came up to the main, like in the main entrance. It looked like there were a couple of digital directories as well as directories posted on the walls.
So we are going to go find the surveillance room with all the cameras.
Yeah, that was what I meant.
That'd be optimal, but maybe we just start by picking a floor at random.
Or checking every single floor.
It does look like a Christmas tree lighting up as you start to press those buttons.
Ooh.
Ding, 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 ding. Oh, well, I guess this elevator's a local. Here we go. All right, every floor. Here we go.
Man, all right. I'm in a box. I have no agency.
As things go from floor to floor, you don't necessarily notice a whole lot. When you get to the 10th floor, it's the first one that you feel like opens up into a larger space that might potentially have a security like station somewhere on the floor. Most of the rest of them just look like small, kind of different cubicle office park type floors. This is the first one where there's bigger hallways, where it looks like there are probably some other private offices, and there may be some way to access security is when you get to the 10th floor.
Are there people around?
You do see that there is a light on in the distance in one of the offices, but you don't see anybody right outside the elevator door.
Outside the box.
We want to let Coco out of the box.
I will say Flav Oracle says top floor / highest floor in the chat, but you don't have to listen to them.
Well, I would imagine that you, Coco, is it Coco?
Pop out.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yes, Coco.
That was just to get past security. You could come out.
Okay, and at that, the box just loses all of its integrity and explodes, and all 10 of my legs just pop out. I'm like, oh, thank you. Maybe we could find someone and say that we're here to entertain the party. tell them
man.
we're the entertainment, and we can, maybe find a back entrance to the party.
We got cheer. We got special effects from the toy people. We got
A
me
giant animatronic
giant-
polar bear.
Yeah, this is great. Perfect cover. I see no flaws in it at all. Let's go.
So I guess is there like a desk? Are there? You said guards or people on this like
There is
large
not.
open floor?
There is a desk right in front of you, and there's a directory behind it that tells you the different. It looks like mostly law firms that are on this level of the building, but there's not somebody who is stationed there right now. Because you're on the 10th floor now.
Does a nimble person want to go over there and rifle through and see if we can find a building directory?
I'll do it. I'll jump in and see what I can search.
All right. So you're gonna tell me a little bit about what you're doing.
So I'm going to sneak over to any files or desks that look uninhabited and see if I can figure out what's going on this floor and maybe where we can head from here.
Sure. Tell me if you feel like this is a naughty or a nice roll and why you feel like it's that way. This is a pretty neutral action right now. So.
Sure. I'm going to not disturb the papers as much as possible, and maybe even tidy up a few things because I do have a very fastidious personality. So this perhaps ends up being a nice act.
Okay.
A polite roll. Is there a polite mechanic? Do we have?
No, that's. But yeah, you're gonna rifle through these people's stuff, but leave it nicer than when you came upon it. That sounds like a nice roll to me. Go ahead and roll that.
I broke into your house, but I've rearranged your sock drawer. You're welcome. Merry Christmas.
But I rolled a 4.
Uh-oh.
Okay. So that is, I believe that's not a successful roll. You have a 3, but you can use the spirited mechanic if you want to try to.
Fortunately, that powdered sugar cube was mine. And flashback, he was holding it for somebody who was supposed to be delivering it to me.
Oh,
I got to do a lot of sugar to stay as focused and hardworking and hyped up in the toy factory as I do. And,
I do love that. However, I believe you're making a nice roll, and that's the naughty increase mechanic. However, if you want to retcon and basically say that having not had enough powdered sugar recently, like you start to get a little bit manic halfway through these your drawer searching and just start to lose it, I'll let you switch that to a naughty roll and be successful.
Okay, all right.
I mean, you did just this is North Pole drugs that you just confessed to being the receiving of.
It is.
Like,
I mean, nobody knows this. It's just. It is. I mean, like he knows it. We as the viewing audience see it. It's not necessarily that anybody else knows this information. But Tinsel Tides has a little bit of a powdered sugar fixture. What?
So I'm going to move it up to 4 naughty.
You move it up to 4.
Then once we pass, does it go up again?
No, that pass moves you to the success, and that's what happens.
Okay.
So
I got a 4 too.
My embezzle. Yeah, correct. But halfway through the first couple of desks, you're like, yeah, organize, things getting a little bit better. And then like you like start thinking about the powdered sugar and how long it's been since you had a frosted sugar cookie, and you just start to lose it and freak out, and all of a sudden you're just like misfiling things, not paying attention, tearing things a little bit as you go, kind of vindictively getting upset as you notice how out of order some things are, and can't they just figure out a good basic filing system? But you do end up finding a building directory at one of the minor receptionist desks. That's back behind the main desk right there. You do find a total building directory that you can use to kind of navigate your way around the building a little bit more effectively.
We just got the map. Da-na-na-na.
Yeah.
You solved my desk puzzle. So so you're able to find that. You look through the different names. Again, it looks like mostly this floor is law firms. It looks like that there's some banking people further down. It looks like there may be a vault somewhere down on the main floor also too. There's a helipad on the top roof. There's also the Chestnut family that owns this. They have a company that takes up the top 5 floors of the entire thing. It looks like it's mostly a lot of high-end research and development kind of tech stuff.
If we're looking at like office numbers and stuff, maybe like on those, and we got a whole directory. Could I maybe try to access my memory of naughty and nice lists since I've been working in analytics and see if I recognize any names on here who are particularly naughty?
Yeah, I think that totally makes sense.
I'm gonna say, just using the greater good argument, that this is a nice roll. I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm 3
I think
and
you're
3.
using a crisp. Yeah, I think you're using a core department skill, and department skills I think are always a nice thing. Like, it's good to be good at your job.
Yeah, this is literally the thing that I'm here for. Like,
Right.
find the naughtiest person. Like, why Santa employs me. So I'm gonna make that roll. Ooh, but it's a 4 though.
But you have but if it's your job, you might.
Oh,
have
it is.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and give you advantage on that.
Well, I rolled a 5.
Oh well.
Nope, didn't get it.
So with the 4, what are your current stats? Are they
3 and 3.
3 and 3? So if this is a nice roll, you could try to think about something spirited, which would then increase it up to a 4, giving you a success.
Okay.
So things that typically do that are, again, nice things, but you specifically want to think about like what is something that would increase holiday spirit in this space, in this moment, that would justify that.
I look over at and realize that sorry, Parrish, what's your elf's name? Elvis, duh. How could I forget? I look over at like the sort of mess that Elvis made, and I go back over really quick, and like I sort of frustratingly, I'm like looking through trying to find files, but as I'm doing it, as I'm like looking through these names, I'm also organizing and updating their system to be much more like making their workflow that much better with my years and years of experience in analytics and organization.
And your 10 hands.
And my 10, yeah, right. I'm just like, I'm cruising, like as I'm typing, the other like hands are also like refiling things, and also writing a little note with my awesome pencil in beautiful, like, classic, like I am illuminating a note for this person that says, enjoy your new system. Merry Christmas from Santa's very large helper. Ho, ho, ho.
Excellent.
Ho, ho, ho.
So you
now you've got a good filing system.
You popped that up for success, and Becky is going to be thrilled when she gets back after the Christmas break because she has been asking for a system upgrade for years. So there are a number of names in the building that stand out to you as people you recognize from the naughty list, which, again, lots of times...
there are some naughty people up in this tower.
Lots of times in certain fields of law and in certain types of banking, you'll see kind of just some naughtiness that creeps in, but you also see a lot of niceness in those same fields. It's not just one thing or the other, and so you see a bunch of those names, but one of the ones that stands out to you is one of the 10 most naughty people. Their picture is up on the wall at list headquarters. Like, do not relist these folks. Is Dr. Jacqueline Frost is working for the Chestnut family right now on some sort of secret project, it seems, and is listed here as the head of a department for
just
the
real
Chestnut
quick.
family.
Is that a medical doctor? I want to know if I should respect her or not.
Oh no.
It is not a medical doctor.
I respect her anyway.
But it is
Pogo
not,
knows
it's
what's
also
up.
about to say she has numerous advanced degrees. Some of them are in fields that, depending on how you apply them, could be medical or could be research. But it looks like, given her role in the department that she's in charge of, that it is probably that she's operating in a research and development role, not in a medical role.
Her
Friend.
qualifications don't make her naughty. Her actions do.
That's right.
Friends, absolutely. And we've got a live one. Jackie Frost is working here. Oh, she's notorious. She organized the great peppermint eradicator of 94. She was key in the worldwide snow cover attempt at ruining Christmas in 78. Oh, she's one of the worst around. She's been trying to foil Santa and all of his joy for years. She's got to be the one with the nose.
I learned about her in the Police Academy. Did you get it?
Bad.
Did everybody get it? Who's gonna get it?
But
I
very
think you get a
good.
naughty
Very
point for
good.
that.
She's a naughty legend. We learned all about her.
So yeah, you do recognize that. You're able to communicate that. Evan, what is Sparkle doing during all this time?
When I hear about Dr. Jacqueline Frost, I remember that my father used to tell me nightmare stories, or stories that would give me nightmares about her, that she had so little Christmas cheer, and it terrified me.
So as this name strikes fear into the heart of all of you, you all can see that she does work in the top, yes, Flavorcal Pole Ice Academy, exactly as you have it written, and horrible. Y'all do notice that she works on the top floor of the building in the R&D department up there.
Let's go. What do you think? Ugly
gotta make
sweater
her-
delivery for Dr.
Right,
Frost?
we should just head to the top floor in the first place.
But can we check the other floors along the way? Or we're just gonna...
Well, we've already hit all the buttons, so I guess
We
we have to.
gotta go all the way.
So this one actually, it doesn't go all the way to the top floor, but it does go to the main entry floor for the Chestnut family's holdings, which is on the 35th floor. But it's not designed to go all the way up to the top. After seeing a number of other offices open and close and open and close and open and close and open and close, you guys eventually make your way up to the 35th floor and to Chestnut Family LLC. There is, as the doors come open, you guys hear loud Christmas music flooding in. It's somebody else's favorite song. Whose favorite song is it this time?
Mine.
Go ahead. And what is Sparkle's favorite Christmas song? And give us a few bars of it.
It is "We Wish You a Merry Christmas," and Sparkle will always re-sing one certain line of it where they sing, "Please bring us some figgy pudding, please bring us some figgy pudding, please bring us some figgy pudding, and bring it right here. We won't go until we get some, we won't go until we get some, we won't go until we get some, so bring it right here." And Sparkle will become very upset if they do not bring him any figgy pudding.
Well, the good news
nothing
is,
spreads
as the
Christmas
door
cheer like holding the people in a house hostage until they feed you.
bring you figgy pudding. The good news is, as the door opens, it is blazing that line, and also whoever organized this company Christmas party that is happening in front of your eyes obviously has the same heart as Sparkles does, because they have timed it so that the figgy pudding is being served right as that line is hitting, and you can smell that sweet figgy pudding aroma as the door opens on the Chestnut Family Christmas party. You guys see yourselves confronted with about 50 people on 3 different levels of this large kind of open office complex. Concept. You see a bunch of people just gathered right in front of you, all around the food and the beverages. You see that there are a couple of balconies that scale up and go into different offices. People are running around and seem to be making merry for the Chestnut Family Christmas party. Y'all have come in the cargo elevator, so there's a little bit of a hallway that kind of hides y'all from being seen by everybody immediately, but there's nowhere to go but into the middle of this party. What do you do?
I think it's time to entertain these folks.
Yeah.
We gotta just cause a diversion.
I think that I could help with the act. I have practiced juggling with snowballs numerous times, and I could juggle some of my candies or other objects to look like part of the performance act.
I have a combo roller / ice skates that I could put on a performance if y'all. I mean, we're gonna have to. I mean, we have to. How about you? How about this? I do some cool maneuvers while you juggle, and I do a bunch of cool maneuvers around you while everyone's looking. We get Coco and Elvis will scope out the surroundings without getting caught.
Yes, I can also pretend to be just sort of a set piece for you, and I've just turned into like a big, large, like strike a pose, just like 10 arms going everywhere.
Mhm.
Sort of a polar bear Shiva maneuver.
I don't know. Maybe we do all that, and then you, Elvis, you sneak around.
I'm down. So I lob a few snowballs off with my snowball launcher, so that Sparkles will have something to juggle. But then I duck down the hall and start searching for maybe a stairwell or an elevator that goes upstairs.
Awesome. We'll come back to you in just 1 second. Let's go ahead. Y'all narrate for me how this distraction takes place, or what your desire is. I know you kind of outlaid it, but who's coming out? How are you guys diving into it? Tell me a little bit about it, then we'll make some rolls and see how it resolves.
I'm going to come out first and introduce us, if that's all right.
Yeah, lots of cheer.
Good call.
Get the mood up. Yeah.
And I'm going to announce our act and tell them that we're here with the amazing snowball juggling elf, me, as well as the skating / roller skating.
Just a full-on majesty of any kind of skating I'm well versed in.
And our beautiful polar bear animatronic statue.
Just doing robot moves, like a lot of like high and like a lot of ho ho ho. Merry Christmas.
At a certain point, I'm gonna do a maneuver where I reach out and grab one of Coco's arms, do a backflip, and then land on my, because I'm very nimble, and then I land on my skates and I skate off, and I'm doing like magic jazz, like happy fingers, spirit fingers, so that everyone is looking at like ha ha. And then just to get everyone's into big showmanship, lots of big distractive movements.
All right, let's go ahead and roll some dice. So I would love to have, go ahead.
I was just gonna say also, because I'm just like locked into a dance, I'm also looking around for Jacqueline.
Okay, so you're kind of animatronically using your ability to not make human eye contact in a meaningful way to just scope the place out also too. I like it. All right, so Evan, since Sparkles led the charge, why don't you go ahead and give me a roll first? As much as this is deceptive, this sounds like a nice way to move forward. It does sound like spreading Christmas cheer, so I think we're rolling nice here.
I was thinking nice too.
Okay.
I got a 2 this time, which
Awesome.
succeeds.
Awesome. So go ahead and move 1 point over from your naughty to your nice. Mike, go ahead and give me a roll for your maneuvers at the same time.
Would my nimbleness?
I think what you're doing is, I think what both of you guys are doing was absolutely nimble. Juggling and ice skating are both nimble the way y'all described them. So
I rolled a 1. Oh, well, I rolled a 5 and then I rolled a 1. Yeah,
whatever the lowest is great. Yeah. So so you're going to succeed. So go ahead and move a point over from naughty to nice, also for you. And then let's see from our animatronic monster in the background, or sorry, cryptid.
Potato cryptid.
Right.
Yeah. So this is just 1 dice for me, right?
Yep.
Hey, I rolled a 2.
Awesome. So go ahead and move 1 point over from naughty to nice for you. Y'all are able to pull this off. Everybody starts to gather around. The people up in the balconies kind of stop and pause, and everybody tunes in. Having never experienced anything quite like this at the Christmas party, the only person who seems slightly or at all perturbed is the very intense-looking party planner and HR manager who is over in the corner who does not know how this part of the evening got planned, because it sure as heck wasn't by them, and someone is going to be in trouble. We'll come back to that in just a second. So y'all are being properly distracting and doing a phenomenal job. Alex, don't let me forget to tell you about what you see in a second also too.
Yep.
But Paris, tell us a little bit more about Elf. Is it Elfvis or Elvis?
It's Elvis.
Elvis. Okay. Tell us a little bit about Elvis, and so you kind of as this is happening, sneak out and around. You do notice that there are a number of ways up to different floors. Again, this is kind of an overdone kind of very bizarre. It looks like they've tried to fuse a couple different design concepts together that just didn't feel don't seem to mesh well, but it's very much an open office design. So there is a slide from a floor up that comes all the way down to the ground that you could probably easily scamper up. There's a set of stairs, and it does look like on the far end of the room from you that there are a double set of elevators that go up and down this section. So you tell me how you want to move around and what your plans are.
I think that the cryptid may not be quite as nimble as me, so I may find a way up to the next floor, and then perhaps throw down a like tinsel rope down the slide. Like, I'm gonna prepare that for later. So I'll tie off a piece of tinsel on at the top, and then sort of like drape it down the slide, so that if we need to make a ascent, the whole team would be able to.
Awesome. So go ahead and make a roll for me. That stealthy maneuver still sounds pretty nice to me overall. It sounds like you're being considerate of your compatriot who's going to have to come after you. Go ahead and make a nice roll for me to see how that goes.
I pulled it off. I rolled a 1.
Awesome.
Nice.
So you get up there. You're able to spool down some tinsel, some high tensile strength.
Ooh, nice.
It's like that rope that you know will hold a polar bear cryptid, even one with 10 arms, if they need to climb up it. So you make your way up. You see there's people around, but it's pretty easy for you to kind of naturally avoid them. Most of the offices are actually unlocked. It doesn't look like anybody has been too security conscious. A lot of people are still here, so it may just be that they are not like haven't locked up for the night yet or anything else like that. At this point in the evening, it looks like a lot of people are also fairly intoxicated. So it is one of those things where, you know, some doors are locked, some aren't. Some people have stuff in them, some have people in them, but they're, you know, distracted as you kind of come by or looking, so nobody notices you. Everybody's just kind of enjoying themselves or other people's company. And as you kind of make your way through, you do notice that there are a few doors that seem to be a little bit more secure, and that you can only get up to the fourth floor of this kind of area before you have to get into one of the elevators to make your way up to the top floor. And the elevator does require a key card to activate. So you can go into it, but to go up and down using it, you do need a key card to activate it.
Classic
Okay,
scenario.
so I guess from a higher up, if it's an open floor plan, like one of the higher up floors, maybe using it as a vantage point, I could scope out the party and see if I can spot somebody who might look either important enough or security enough to maybe be holding a key card.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I know everybody else established that they were familiar with Dr. Jacqueline Frost. Do you have experience of Dr. Jacqueline Frost or not?
Personally, I've never met her.
Okay. Have you heard of her? Have you heard the legends? Are you familiar with? Is Elvis the kind of person who follows the North Pole's 10 most naughty list, or is he just like, hey, head down
Is
and
it
do
a true
my work?
True Naughty Podcasts.
True Naughty Podcast.
I think he's probably heard of her, but I doubt that he could spot her in a crowd.
Okay.
Because I think
Well, then he doesn't. However, you do see a couple people who look like they are the kind of people like you have a supervisor. You know the general stance of somebody who isn't necessarily going to get their hands down in the work, but is going to stand back and tell people who are actually skilled in that area how to do it. You see a number of those type of people standing around, as well as it does look like there are a handful of people who are probably security, though none of them look like they are particularly aware. They are just kind of all off duty, enjoying the Christmas party. So they are employed by the Chestnut family, it seems.
No, like 6'4" dudes with ponytails and machine guns, eh?
No.
Okay.
I'll tell you what. I catch the attention of Coco, and I can see that Coco's been doing some surveillance. And I see if I can read some of that animatronic side language.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And maybe like hint like.
Yeah, so like I see that look.
Let's go back to this because Alex, your character, we did say we'd talk about what Coco does see. So as you look around, Coco takes note of a number of different things. You do see that there are some light security cameras. You notice some of the same things that I just described to Elvis, but you then do notice that up on the second floor up, talking to a gentleman with kind of a thick but not too long beard who looks kind of like Alan Rickman. There is Dr. Jacqueline Frost along with 3 other people having an intense conversation right now.
Okay. How far away is Elvish from like them?
I think he has gone up. Did you go all the way up to drop that tinsel down?
I did, but I could have. I think I came back down a bit.
Okay, so he is, let's say, a floor up from where they are, and he is about halfway down the building, like trying to make eye contact with you. And let's say that the room is like 50 yards across. So it's big, right? It's big open area inside this building, and that they are in the far back corner away from you, and he is on the opposite side, 1 floor up.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try to sort of like, as I'm voguing with hands, I like get like 2 of my hands that are in the air, 2 pairs. The middle sort of Goro set of arms are doing all the dancing, and my top ones are like, I'm like.
He's telling him to steal third base.
I give her a point, and like I'm like that. You mean this? You mean this pair?
2 words. Sounds like hack.
I will let either one of you make a roll. I think this is overall still we're in nice territory here. So it can either be Alex rolling to see how well he conveys, or Parrish rolling to see how well that Elvis picks up on this. I'm fine either way. Y'all decide.
I got a 4 and nice right now.
3.
Okay, well then I'll roll. I'll roll to see how nicely I can vogue.
Okay.
And so I'm just like voguing, feeling the Christmas spirit, and that's a 2.
You succeed. You
I can't do nothing more nice, y'all.
Somebody's got to get naughty soon. So you do, you are able to easily convey using those top hands pretty overtly. It still looks like it's part of a dance to anybody who's watching the other hands, but it is very direct. As far as those are the people you need to go. Like pay attention to those people, go check out those people, go look at those people. I don't know that you can transmit that's Jacqueline Frost, one of the
now
the
go spy on the
know.
second floor. Now go spy on the second floor. Now go spy on the second floor. That's Jacqueline Frost. I think that she's the big bad guy. Yeah.
So yeah, you were able to convey that those are the people he should be looking for and following.
Sweet. I need to get Carnegie.
Can I drop down a floor and tail them? Sneak close enough to maybe eavesdrop?
Yeah, they are pretty far away, but I think jumping down a floor isn't a problem. Go ahead and make a nimble roll to show me. Just let's see how close you can get. And I think this is definitely a naughty roll.
Okay. Yeah, I got a 1.
Okay, so go to move a point from nice over to naughty, and yeah, you are able to sneak close. You kind of the hardest part is as you're getting close to the elevators, but actually somebody comes out of one just from the floor up and walks in front of you, and you're able to kind of follow along behind them, and then jump behind a trash can, and you're within 5 feet from where they are.
I was wondering, has Coco been able to communicate what's going on to the two of us who are helping with the distraction?
It's a great question. I don't know. Coco, have you been able to do that?
I mean, I can't. If I do anything else nice, I will turn into pure Christmas spirit. So
well, you could if I could propose, you could narrate a flashback.
Yeah, that's what I was sitting here
a
thinking
naughty
about doing.
naughty flashback about some sort of code you came up with in advance.
Oh yeah, okay, a naughty flashback. Let's see.
Well, could it be a role for us to see? For us, like we're doing our demonstration. Is there a way for maybe we can pick up on what what Coco's doing?
Absolutely. If you want to eavesdrop, you guys can try to do that.
Because we got to figure out how to end this show and then get away from here, which would be like we need like a closing, like a wrap it up kind of number, right? So Sparkle's there juggling with the snowballs or whatever, and I'm going to be doing a backflip at one point. I'm going to get a little tired, and I'll do like the thing where like in hockey where you come back around the goalie. I'm going to do that around Coco and just kind of from behind, just be like, "Hey, what do you see anything? We gotta. Where's Elvis?" And then I'm just going to kind of like try and do it behind the back of backstage of the show.
Sure.
So I'll be sneakily doing that.
Sure. As I'm voguing, I think I can turn around and be like, I think I can end this, and then we can maybe see if they'll feed us our meal that was part of the rider for this entertainment this evening, and we can go back to the kitchen.
I mean, I don't want to unleash a massacre on this Christmas party, but I have a pocket snowman, which I feel would be
It's a pretty good finale.
Good finale / distraction where now everybody. So wait, we have to roll on stuff. I think we've done a bunch of stuff. Just like
you guys have done small enough, just reasonable enough actions that haven't required any sort of rolling or stakes yet. So I'll let you know when you need to. Don't worry.
I'll climb up the back of Coco and I'll be like, and for our grand finale, I'll pull it out of one of the many pockets on my vest. Instant snowman, poof, and I'll throw it up in the air so that it like poofs into a giant snowman and then goes splat. Snowball fight, and then like encourage a magical snowball fight.
And I am going to throw the snowballs that I was juggling at various guests surrounding to incite a frenzy.
Excellent.
Let's do it.
Excellent. Excellent.
I shake a bunch of snow out of my fur.
I'm fine with that.
and trying to make a big giant snow pile and gesture to it as if it is part of my animatronics to drop snow for the very planned snowball fight.
Yep. Instant snowman kit right here in the rules. Here we go. And I throw it.
Instant snowman. You see everybody, oh, as the snowman like pops up in the air, and then you see as it like splats to the ground, like you see one guy who's obviously in janitorial go, but everybody else is like, and yeah, as y'all encourage the snowball fight, and as this giant bear like has snow start popping out of it, and as Sparkle like launches a couple of snowballs out at people, people definitely pick up on that and get excited about it. Who's gonna make a roll for me to see kind of what reaction y'all get from this? Sparkle, why don't you go ahead, and since you kind of were the MC for that, why don't you go ahead and make that roll?
Oh, is it a naughty or nice?
I was gonna have Sparkle do it, but
Go.
I am open either way. This is deception, but it is certainly Christmas spirity. I think it's really kind of depends on who you're choosing to target, where you're choosing to hit them, and how you're choosing to throw. Like it depends on like basically like, am I throwing this in a way that's gonna like knock a couple people over who aren't into this, or maybe we're like not excited by your juggling, or is this like just playful?
I was thinking that it was a naughty roll.
Naughty. Try to
Roll.
incite a riot.
Snowball.
Naughty.
Start a snowball fight, so I'm going to make a naughty roll.
Like
for
you
that.
pick two of like the waspiest looking people who have been rolling eyes at each other the entire time you guys have been doing it, and then like try to blame them for throwing snowballs at each other.
I'm going to try and make it look like one threw a snowball and then the other threw a snowball to have them angry at each other.
Nice.
Yes, the classic Bilbo defeats the troll's gambit. Yes.
Excellent. All right.
You aim for the one that looks like Angela from The Office.
Yeah.
But I rolled a 5, and my naughty stat is down at 2.
Okay, so I'm happy to give you. So I still think this is a pretty dexterous activity. So I would give you advantage for nimble if you want to roll a second dice.
Okay.
Do it.
Amen.
And I rolled a 6.
Oh,
Okay. So you miss both of them horribly. Like you hit somebody on the second level who's near Elvis. It doesn't like he doesn't get caught, but like they start paying attention to what's happening down below now for the first time. However, it's still like all the rest is successful. People pick up, people start fighting, people are getting engaged. You see a couple people kind of come down the slide, and they're like, "What's this tinsel? Oh, whatever." And they're like, everybody's coming down to the floor to kind of get involved in the process. So Elvis, on the floor up, you come up on the end of this very intense conversation, and you hear, well, it's like we're running out of time. Like if we can't get the specimen taken care of within the next 12 hours, like we're not going to be able to accomplish this, and we're not going to be able to what is happening down there, like
while they're distracted, is it possible to pickpocket Alan Rickman?
Yes, it is possible to pickpocket the guy who looks like Alan Rickman. He's not Alan Rickman. We wish. We all wish.
Or
Alex
Jacqueline Frost.
Do it. Yeah, it is. You can see that her like badge is on her front thing. You see that his is down on his waist. So it's going to be easier to pickpocket him than it is to pickpocket her. There are also 2 other people with them who you could pickpocket either of also too, but you don't see their badges at all. So they'd probably be in a wallet or something.
Okay, it sounds like Snape's the go-to. So is it nimble?
Mm-hmm.
And it's super naughty.
It's very naughty. You're doing a naughty thing.
I am, guys. I'm in danger of getting too naughty, but I've got this.
Too naughty, too nice.
It happens fast, man. All of a sudden, I was like, "Oh
no!"
I'm gonna turn into pure
it
joy."
It can swing fast, also too. Yeah.
So that's plenty easy to roll under, but that puts me at 5 naughty, 1 nice.
Yeah. So you got to think about what you can do to spread some Christmas cheer, if you want to.
Copy.
So you're able to get it. You're able to get his badge. It says Ebenezer Gruber on it, and it says that it says that he is, which are both just it's a role. It's an evil NPC role option. I did pre-select the last name. I will be honest, but Ebenezer Gruber. And
Tony, this is the best game ever, man. This is so good.
it turns out that he is it's just list him as being a consultant. It doesn't say who he is or what he does specifically in the building, but you do have his card now also too.
It's amazing.
Okay. I'm not, once I have it, I'm not gonna stand around next to them.
Okay.
And I'm
We gotta get
gonna
to the
try
elevator.
to signal the rest of the team to make their way up that slide when possible.
Can I see him accomplish this since I've been eyes on the room? Do I like notice
Yeah.
do I need to roll for that?
No,
Or
I
we
think
just-
you, I think
okay.
I think I think I
We
think the way
established
you
that
have
I
been
had eyes on the
playing, yeah,
room.
that you were looking around, I think we're okay.
Okay, as he gets that and like I look around and see the thing going on, I think I see you sort of look up, I guess, Elvis, with the like key and like look at the elevator and look down to us. I just look up and I go in my most robotic bear voice, ho 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 and Merry Christmas. That's all for us, the Merry Ice Band. We'll see you all later. Bye bye. And then I sort of like I do a bear moonwalk.
With
Um,
your 10 legs.
well, but all 6 are in the air, so it's like, yeah. You know what? I can actually do like a real sick, smooth criminal roll because like with the arms, I can go like all the way down and then all the way back up, look like a centipede, barapede. And but I think I'm trying to communicate to Elvis that like we're like headed back to the elevator. And I would like to say that as we're doing that, I glance over, I see that the sort of uptight catering manager, and I'm gonna try to whip a polar bear fart her way to maybe give myself a naughty point.
Okay, so you've got to narrate a flashback that tells me how you were prepared to rip that fart.
Oh, you know what? Here's what happened on the way in. I had realized that I might need a distraction, and also that I might have to use the snow from so I needed to ditch my flask. So I chugged a whole flask of eggnog and just got one in the chamber. It was an emergency toot. And I had it, and I think to distract her, when she was maybe like coming over to like ask us who sent us, that was when I just like blasted her, and she was not prepared for. Nobody's prepared for cryptid flatulence,
Well,
And
especially
so
when
I
they think it's a robot.
yeah, and yeah, that's my stink mechanisms. And the idea was to like make her so nauseous that she couldn't yell at us and had to go off. And,
Yeah,
and recover.
when she opened her mouth to say something, that is when you ripped it, and you can watch as all of a sudden smell becomes taste, becomes pure disgust, and they
ho
run
ho
off.
ho! Now I'm full of nog.
Right, they run off. They run off towards the bathroom around the corner from the elevators.
Amazing.
Gotcha.
And Sparkle.
Oh man, that was
Sparkle
just
and
a
I
bit of personal revenge against every catering manager I've ever worked for. They're not cool people.
So,
Unless you're one and watching this stream, in which case you're the best.
yeah, catering managers are either the chillest people who are just like very smooth at their job, or the highest stress people.
Or just
I used to
absolutely
work
not cool.
catering events back in the day at a restaurant and coffee shop that I helped run, and they're super fun and can be a nightmare.
Or not.
Also too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. So y'all are making your way towards the elevator, which Elvis was trying to motion, I think, you guys towards the slide climb up, but we'll just see what happens. Go ahead.
Oh, I thought that's where we were going.
All right, we'll see what happens.
Let's do it.
Well, because we've got the
Elvis, you
cart
see
now,
them making
right?
their way towards the elevator. You also, it sounds like Jacqueline and Ebenezer and their cohort are about to head upstairs also. What do you do?
I mean, I think we're moonwalking towards the
Well, I think
I'm falling behind Coco in that.
I think that we're not sure that we what we were supposed to do, because we were supposed to climb the tinsel, because this is where the elevator stopped.
The elevators go all the way up and down all the steps. If you guys, the slide goes up to the 4th floor. Ebenezer, and then Elvis, Ebenezer, and Jacqueline are currently on the 2nd floor.
Right. Elvis has the key that we need to get this elevator to be able to go up.
To operate the elevator, correct.
Right. So we either have to wait for him or go up and then find him and then get to the elevator.
Correct.
Elvis, what's your move?
Since you guys are all down there, I'm gonna slide down.
Okay,
cool.
So you, as they break off, and Ebenezer and Jacqueline and their cohort move into the elevator, and you see the light above it. They hit the up button. You kind of follow in right behind them, and then break off and around the corner, come down the slide, and meet up with everybody down on the ground floor, dodging snowballs as everybody is still having a phenomenal time with the weird amount of snow that has appeared in the middle of this building.
Dude, I am very big. There was so much snow in me.
I make a couple of snowballs and then hand them off to somebody with a Merry Christmas to help them defend themselves.
That's nice.
I think that's great. Tell me about the technique that you teach them for throwing snowballs as only a North Pole elf can. What's the secret that you impart to them that really kind of gives them that edge in this snowball fight?
Just having really tiny hands and spinning them very, very quickly allows you to get the surface with the least amount of drag.
And you see,
like
you
a
see them
golf
go,
ball.
oh, okay, and they're like trying to make their fingers really tiny.
I know that they can't do it, which is why I'm handing them a present of.
Okay. And so you can go ahead and move a point over from naughty to nice.
Dimpled, low drag snowball. The Slazenger.
So you hand him off. Are able to do this, and you see the snowball fight all of a sudden kick up as one of these guys all of a sudden whips one across the space, hitting one of their friends, who laughs hilariously and is like, "I've never seen you throw anything that hard." And you see them kind of just big, like beaming smile kind of catch on this person's face as things kick up a whole nother level. What are y'all doing down on the ground floor now?
We're getting into the elevator all together, right?
Yeah. Now, once we're all together, we get to the elevator, we regroup, and we hit the top floor because I've played video games. That's where all the good stuff is.
It's where the boss of this Final Fantasy thing is.
Yeah.
At the Pole Lights Academy, it's one of the number one rules at the Pole Lights Academy is the top floor is always where all the cool stuff is. All the evidence is hidden in the top floor, you know.
y'all make your way into the elevator. Use the key card to open it, then you have to scan it again in order to go up. It seems like the different floors probably have different levels of security clearance. And y'all are who is swiping it? Like, are y'all gonna, because the top floor is tall up there, so you guys either gonna have to, like, for the average elf, that top floor may not be reachable.
Can we make an elf ladder?
You can make an elf ladder.
Yeah, 3 elves in a trench coat.
Three elves. Yeah. The three of you stack up real quick, scan it, and then turn around and look at the giant, like 12-foot tall polar cryptid behind you. And so
we don't need this cryptid. We've got nimble.
You guys are totally nimble.
I love
No,
it.
you guys are able to do it no problem, and I'm gonna make you roll.
I'm fairly drunk on Nog with my fart loaded.
That's right. You
guys
guys just,
I'm a little like,
you guys just hope this elevator moves quickly so
show.
that another one of those farts does not come out while y'all are in this enclosed
Oh,
space.
it's in my mouth, y'all.
I would never.
And so there's a Christmas song playing in the elevator that's one of your favorite jams. Who has not gone yet? Whose favorite jam is it?
Oh, is that point you're pointing to me?
Volunteering you. I'll take it.
It's
the stream equivalent of not taking one step forward.
I also don't want to bogart all of the action, or I want to make sure everyone gets a choice.
Parrish, what's Elvis's favorite Christmas song? And give us a couple bars of that.
Classic that goes, "Oh, it's the most wonderful pie of the year. Yes, it's apple and vegan and ready for eating, and finally it's here."
Wow.
most wonderful pie of the year.
What people don't know is it's actually this was a piece of native content the Chestnut family developed for their new apple vegan Christmas cakes that are available in stores right now. So y'all make your way up as this music kind of plays in the background, and then you get to the top floor and the doors start to slide open. What do you do?
Stand to the side, and I do classic SWAT entry maneuvers where I'm just like pinned up against the side, room's clear, like checking, slicing the pie and whatnot, trying to get into the like full on SWAT, do a like a roll for no reason, like full on.
Awesome. For those of you who are familiar with the term slicing the pie, that means dividing the room into quadrants and then covering your section of the pie while somebody else covers their section to make sure that you can get a good field of vision on all the different areas within a room.
Yeah.
That's slicing the pie.
These slackers aren't doing their part. I got my slice covered.
What is everyone else doing as he's doing this?
I'm going to ready myself at the front of the elevator to naturally sing Joy to the World to anyone who is suspicious of us coming out, and that clearly we are bringing them more holiday cheer, and they could not possibly be sad or upset in the face of that.
All right, we're going to come back to that in just 1 second. What are Elvis and Coco doing?
As another pie expert, I'm going to break whichever direction Mike doesn't. So if he broke right, I'm going to break left.
Okay.
I'm literally just gonna walk straight out of the elevator and just sort of stand there.
I was just looking over and just gonna be like,
yeah, I'm not worried about I'm a giant monster. I'm like super duper not worried about any of these. I like to think of the Nakatomis as paper people.
You do see
they're basically all just gingerbread men to me.
You do see two individuals with submachine guns and blonde ponytails.
Yes.
Down at the end of the hallway, which maybe they would not have seen you, but as Sparkle comes out singing "Joy to the World," Sparkle, give us a couple of lines from "Joy to the World."
Joy to the world. Oh no, wait.
The elves have come.
The band is finally here.
Now, you said you didn't want any sadness to be in their hearts. Go ahead and roll nice to see if your song has an evocative effect on these guys or not.
All right. I got a 2, so that succeeds.
You see them pull up their submachine guns as if they were about to unload hot lead all into your small elven body, which they probably would have missed because they were definitely aiming mid-mass for a normal-sized human. And then all of a sudden you see their features soften slightly as they harken back to a simpler time where they grew up in the German Alps and are kind of just dissociate for half a moment. What does everybody want to do?
All right. It's carnage roll time. with the speed you would not imagine from a massive giant polar bear, I move with the speed and grace of a creature that is ageless and has existed alone in the woods on scant Arctic prey for centuries. And I just zip right down the hall, and I'm gonna just grab both of their heads and smack their head like there's like the visual that I want is like the elf Sparkle steps out and Sugar, they start singing, and then like as soon as the faces are like ah, they go from ah to as like a massive polar bear just also comes out and just runs right at them.
This all happens quicker than we could possibly narrate. So go ahead and make your roll, then we'll see what happens. This seems naughty.
Yeah, this is big naughty, and I gotta get under a 2, but I got advantage. I got a 2. I hit it.
All right, so we see Sparkle come out. Joy to the world. The elves are here. Their eyes soften. They're called back to a simpler time. We see them flash back in their minds to their own Christmas mornings, waking up as as Bavarian twins on Christmas morning, and their parents are just like, well, I just hope they never grow up to be part of an evil organization trying to overthrow Christmas in Germany. And then all of a sudden we flash back to today.
Listen to their Vinox Spockery more often.
All of a sudden there's a giant 10-armed polar bear barreling down at them, grabbing them by the side of the head and smacking their heads together, knocking them out.
Okay.
For at least this scenario, yeah. Like, if you're watching on the unrated version of this, their heads definitely explode. But any other version, they're just knocked out.
Happens. So here's the thing about Coco Plague. They can project an illusion of anything that they eat. This is the other weird ability that these creatures have from myth.
So are you wanting to take a bite?
I'm gonna need to eat one of these dudes real quick.
I don't know that you need to eat all of them, but if you want to take a big old bite as part of that process, that's fine.
I'm gonna pick one up and be like, "Excuse me, friends, I need to do something that some of you. I don't want to ruin the rating we have for this stream. So if everyone could just look away." And then the camera pans just to all three of your faces, and you hear like a, and then it pans back, and I'm sort of drolly wiping my lips and putting him slightly back on the ground. Yeah, toothpick, just one claw.
And there are
cinnamon spiced.
There are a couple different directions you can head up here, but it looks like only one of them kind of just goes over into administrative area. The other two lead deeper back into the facility, kind of going actually back the way you would have come down below, but ahead for y'all's purposes. One hallway cuts to the left, and one hallway cuts to the right.
Also, I pick up both their guns. And I'm absolutely going to affix one of them into my fur right behind my head.
Okay.
Before we leave to go down to the parts that we're trying to get to of the hallway, I am going to prop up both of what remains of the bodies and decorate them as festive Christmas nutcrackers on the other side of the hallway to hide the bodies leaning up against the wall.
I'm going to draw a quick. I don't normally do this on stream. I don't normally try to show off my art skills, but I do kind of imagine it's going to be something
okay. This is nightmarish, right? Like this is straight up a Saw movie at this point.
These people cut off Rudolph's fucking nose.
That's
this is
true.
what you get. You call down the thunder, and now you got it. We're the fucking Santa-Cide Squad. I'm not here to make friends.
No, my
Santa's.
goodness.
I pick up one of my guns, and with my claw, I scrape Santa's little helper into the barrel. And then I like deftly again check the safety, unload it, look at the magazine, cock it back, and I'm like, let's do this.
So I imagine that there's just a body that you've leaned up against the wall that you've quickly drawn a bloody Christmas star behind, and the other guy is kind of down, but you kind of gave it some whimsy as his body slumped against the wall. It looks very festive.
That is better than the body with the ho 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 message on it. We did it. We have beat ho ho ho. Now I've got a gun.
Ho.
So you guys kind of dress these bodies like chestnut, nutcrackers, and holiday them up in all their gory reality, and then move down the hallway. If you want to make a roll for that, you can. I think that's probably just a good background skill also too. I'm willing.
I was going to ask if Evan wanted to flashback that, the prep for that.
Yeah, I would say if you're trying to achieve something mechanically, I want to make sure you have the option to do that. So if you're
I was hoping that it could be a naughty roll.
Yeah, go ahead.
Or a naughty flashback.
Is it? If I make it a naughty flashback, can I give myself more naughty points?
Yes, you can up your naughty, but you're supposed to narrate the flashback. So you need to tell me why Sparkles has proficiency in decorating Christmas decorations with just viscera, blood, and bowels. And so go ahead and flashback and tell me why Sparkle knows how to do that.
So The one time when there was a murder in the North Pole, and this nearly never happens, but it horrified Sparkle. He was absolutely could not believe that someone would do this in the North Pole, and even though they told everyone to stay away, something happened in there that shouldn't have happened. He was determined to make it merry, and that is why he went in and learned how to make a body look like part of the Christmas decorations and blend in, and to make it bring Christmas cheer instead of taking it away. Which
Has
not
Sparkle just been in like a cheery fugue state for like 15 years since this? Like, he's been making happy.
He's been chasing that cheery high ever since that moment. And so I think you can absolutely take move a point to Naughty for that flashback. And also,
Silence of
I
the
would say
Lambs.
as he's doing this, like all of a sudden, Dimples like, oh, this is that guy. Like
Yeah,
the one North Pole myrtle that you all learn about at Pole Ice Academy is absolutely much talked about, and the person who turned that to Christmas cheer is spoken about only in whispers and psychiatric profiling manuals.
Yeah. Wow. In my mind, I'm immediately like, he ruined a lot of good evidence that day.
But damn, it
We
looked
never,
good.
we never did catch a cold case right now. That's because
They're all cold cases in the North Pole, but this is the coldest of them all. And so, so y'all are.
I love that this just like in the last 5 seconds, this adventure went from whimsical to like hard R.
I will say, it is one of the things where like you got to figure it out as you play, and there's a breaking moment, one like in different directions every single time, but there's a breaking moment in every game of like play of the game where it's like, oh yeah, like we are going to be naughty at some point, and it's vaguely Suicide Squad-esque sometimes.
Yeah.
And other times it's just like weird millennial stuff that we're like dealing with issues as we play, but like,
Hey, I don't want to assume anything, but Evan, have you seen Die Hard?
I have not.
Cool. So all of these jokes are just
This is great.
And Die Hard is a movie with the main character's name is John McClane. He's played by Bruce Willis back when he had hair, and you weren't probably alive and when it came out. And there are a lot of elements from this one that are specifically stolen from that, but are also incorporated into the game at default because there's a long-standing debate about whether Die Hard is a Christmas movie or not.
It's worth a watch. I would not judge you for not having seen it. It is 100% worth the watch, and just for the sheer zeitgeist of it, just to know what people are referencing when they talk about all this stuff. But also, it's still a dope movie, and you get to see young Alan Rickman being dope. Young Alan Rickman.
It's a good one.
Yeah,
It's a good one.
I'd seen Die Hard 2 like 3 times and Die Hard 3 like twice, and realized I had never seen the original Die Hard until I went to go sit down and like I knew all the references. When I was sitting down to make this, I was like, I've never watched the original Die Hard.
No,
I
yes.
have to go back and watch it. So even like
Good.
I would have been 13 or so when it came out. That can't be right. Maybe that is right. Who knows?
I feel like that's when I saw it.
Yeah.
I was definitely young.
Yeah. And so so anyways, like it is a good fun movie that a lot of the bad jokes we're making are coming from. And so
Wonderful. It's bad. It's a joy to watch this 80s action spectacular. It's perfect.
Yeah. So
Anyway,
I was
Back
trying to
to it.
cram through all the Die Hards, and my wife, like, I watched the first one yesterday just to get back in the mode for this, and I turned on the second one, and she's like, "Wait, are you gonna try to watch them all?" And I was like, "I mean, yeah, it's Christmas." Like, she said, "Please turn it off," and I said, "Okay." And so, all right. So we
Are we trying to navigate where this floor
you've
to
got to
see
just
where?
choose left or right now.
Well, I'll tell you this. Dimples is going to look for an air vent that they can climb into.
there's no way I'm
Dimple.
getting into it here.
Dimples is going to do. No, I'm going to do some recon. This is
Nice.
This is information gathering. I'm going to do some recon. We don't have a map. So I'm gonna go into the air vents to then try.
What a surprise!
Yep, that's what I've been waiting the whole game to do this. And then I pull off my undershirt, so just the vest is on, so it does look like a tank top undershirt.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
Elves are gonna squeeze through an air vent a lot easier, though.
That is true. Like you're just walking through the air vents. Like
no, I'm on my roller skates and I'm skating through the air vent.
The little Christmas candle. Do you have a little Christmas candle out in front of you that you're seeing with? Like, you're an elf. Elves all have candles for life.
You know what I have? I rolled for goggles, so I'm just gonna go glook, and I'm going to put my goggles on that are if I'm allowed, magically night vision.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely. You Rainbow Six yourself on the roller skates down through this area. You're going for recon. Go ahead and make a let's say naughty roll for this.
Yeah, I am sneaking, sure. But I'm also being nimble.
You are being nimble, yes, correct. So you're going to roll 2 dice.
I rolled a 3. And then my naughty is a 3. So
awesome. So you succeed. So go ahead and move 1 point from nice to naughty. You kind of figure out the lay of this. It looks like both of these, like you get kind of a sense of where everything is going back here. You do get a sense that both of these hallways will probably lead where you're going eventually. The question is kind of some of the different things you're going to have to face on the way there and what you're going to have to deal with. The one on the left is a much more straight shot, but it looks like those 2 security guards are there outside that room. If you want to go down, I can't remember which one I said because I just made it up. Let's say I said left before, and I'm going to say right now. If you go down the right side, you are going to, it's going to be a lot more kind of twisting and turning. And there's not a direct access point, so you'll have to come through one of the walls in order to make it in, but you can get right up into kind of this main back room where it looks like they're running some sort of science-y experiment.
I come back and I'm like, I think I found our goal, but it's either being guarded or we got to sneak around in this whole topsy-turvy mazy thing.
All 3 elves could definitely fit.
I mean...
Yeah, y'all could definitely go through.
Let's talk about the 10-armed polar bear in the room. I mean...
But yeah, if we're going to be doing any other carnage, we definitely want to bring the bear.
Right.
Well, there's only 2 guards over there. How about this? I see that piece strapped to your hip, that snowball gun. And then we do a thing where we do distract and then claw. So like shock and claw. And then, right? No?
I'm into it. You
down.
shock, I'll claw. Oh, God. I'm getting too old for this. 4 more days. 4 more days. If I'd have just made it 4 more days, I wouldn't even be here. God.
So y'all are going down the guarded route. Is that the idea?
It's the straightest.
I told
them the 2 guards are there.
Yeah. So
yeah.
So the guards are kind of inside the room, like you were able to see through the vents. The guards are inside the room flanking it. So they are not looking down the hallway. So as long as y'all are very stealthy coming up the hallway, y'all should be just fine.
I'm quiet. I'm quiet. I stalk prey.
I took my jingle shoes off. So y'all are able to go kind of down to the left and go down this hallway. You're moving as stealthily as you can. You can see this kind of red pulsing light emanating from in front of you down towards the end of the hallway through frosted glass at the end. You're getting close to the point where the guards are going to be there. How do you want to approach it specifically? Go ahead and narrate it for me.
So I think I'm gonna lob a friendly snowball as a bit of a distraction, maybe ricocheting off of a far wall that will cause them to have to check it out.
Okay. So you're gonna take your snowball launcher and you're gonna switch it to to friendly mode, but then switch it to ice
Put it on
settings so it
stun.
bounces a little bit
On,
more.
on silence mode.
Yeah.
They'll hear the impact, but they won't hear the
Right,
they won't
right,
hear the
right.
launch.
They won't hear the clicking mechanisms.
The
little-
cartoonish
Just imagine
twang
you-
that we've built in for fun.
Yeah.
I just imagine you screwing like a giant candy cane onto the front of your gun.
Yes.
You're just like,
So go ahead and make your let's say I could be swayed here. It could be naughty or nice. Like you're just trying to distract them, but you're trying to distract them so that he can carnage them. Is that correct?
That's right.
Are they
It's
on the
kinda
other side of
naughty.
a door? They're in the hall with us, just not looking at us.
They
They're
are.
in like
They
a-
are basically you
They're
guys
on
are headed
our
down
side of the door.
hallway. They're on like the hallway kind of opens up and starts to turn in like a curve around this frosted glass area. And they are right inside either direction you would go.
Hold on. I will say that I did eat a guy so that I could project their friend at him. I just
Oh,
remembered that I
yeah.
ate somebody so that I could do that. I can save that. I like this plan.
All right, so you're gonna bounce the snowball. Let me make another drawing just to clarify.
Yeah, my goal with that, I'm not totally sure how the vision is, but I want to draw them both together. I want to draw the guards to come closer and also maybe have their backs turned.
Yeah, so there's frosted glass right here. They're
Okay.
each standing right here.
Nice.
You guys are coming up the hallway like this. It cuts off like that.
Definitely. Yeah. So
That's
if it lands on the frosted glass, they'll maybe step forward enough that Growler Bear
Just a swat right on the back of the head.
can
Yeah.
see both of them. That's the goal. So should I roll naughty or nice for that?
I think this is naughty. I mean, I could be swayed, but it sounds like if you're setting them up for violence, that there's not a lot of non-naughty
agree.
ways to do that.
I think it's naughty too. And I rolled a 4, and I have 4 naughty.
All right, so move
So,
one from nice over
but I'm-
to naughty.
But I'm, again, dangerously naughty.
Dangerous.
Elvis is a naughty boy.
is that a Janet Jackson album?
Yeah, it's it's one of the things people often use to describe Elvis tinsel. What is it? Elvis
Tinsel tights.
tinsel
Elvis-
tights
Elvis
is
tinsel tights.
dangerously naughty. So y'all, you shoot, you hit exactly where you want to. The outside of the snowball is just a little bit icy, so that it doesn't break on impact, but it just kind of hits, bounces to the ground, and then like slushes down. And they both come over and kind of like lean in to see exactly what it is. And
Can I say, okay, as they lean in to see what it is, the camera pans around like to the snowball's POV, and there's just a polar bear head that like slowly comes down in between them. I'm like, hey, what do you guys think that is? Weird, right? and then I want them to both turn and look at me, and I go, hi, Merry Christmas, and slam their heads together.
It's a classic Tarantino shot.
make your roll.
All right, this is carnage, right? So I'm trying to. I've swung the other way. I'm getting into hardcore naughtiness. Oh shit, though, that's a 5 and a 6, so I missed it.
Oh, you
Even
biffed
with
it.
advantage. Those two
What
must
if-
be hilarious.
What are you guys
What-
looking at? And then you clap.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Parrish?
I was gonna say he could flashback.
Just do a naughty.
What's your stat in naughty?
I can't get there.
Yeah.
Even with a no. This is an
Yeah,
absolute
5 and
beefer.
6. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he claps, and there's actually like blowback, like from the clap. And these guys are kind of like pushed backwards, freak out, and go to bring their guns up to start.
Cool.
start-
I put my hands up. I drop my gun and I put my hands up. I go, no, don't shoot, don't shoot. Everything's cool.
What is
every
every?
retirement?
I know what he's.
Listen, guys.
I know what he's going for. What does everybody else want to do before we let Alex steal another scene?
I have snuck up on my roller skates to get around the distraction.
Okay.
Is there a way, or I'm just like,
yeah, you go left again. You can go left or right. There's frosted glass panel that's kind of going into you, and there's a doorway. It looks like they both lead into the same room, though.
I'm just saying that I would like to stealth my way, you know, like just because I'm not making any steps. I'm just rolling. So
Okay.
I'm doing that thing. What's that cartoon gorilla that uses his hands and he's on roller skates? I'm doing that. Or someone, I don't remember what, some Hanna-Barbera cartoon gorilla.
Mr. Pibbles, gorilla.
Yes. I'm just like using that to kind of like get around the frosted glass area while he's dealing with that.
Okay.
That
I'm
nonsense.
hoping to incapacitate the guards to help Coco out by rolling a plethora of different round candies onto the ground under their feet, so that if they move, they could trip or at least be hindered by them.
Excellent. So we've got clap, we've got slide, we've got you're gonna roll some candies. Go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll naughty for me.
Yes, I do need more naughty. I can succeed it. I did not. I got a 5.
Did you get there?
Go ahead and roll again. You got another handful of. I'll give you another handful of candy, but then you're out of candy.
All right. I got a 4. I still.
What's your stat?
And
Is
you
it?
can-
I only have a 2 in naughty.
Yeah, no, sorry.
Even
All right,
myself.
so everybody's surrounded by candy. These guys haven't noticed you. Elvis, what are you up to?
I can only come up with something nice to do, or I would die. So,
I mean, you could retcon. You could do a plan where you switch one. If you retcon something, you can.
No,
do a point.
he's too close to naughty, right?
Yeah, I am too close to naughty. So
Yeah, so he can't. That flashback doesn't work. He's got.
Oh, I got you. You could like.
Nice
So-
do the nice
So you
point,
could
yeah.
always argue motivation, right? So if your action is intrinsically like not focused on the naughty side of things, but is focused on the nice side of it, like if there's a specific thing you're trying to do, you could make an argument that something is nice, even if it is aggressive or hurtful or distracting, if it's done for the right reasons.
right. So, how about if I pull maybe something else out of my bag, like a big piece of gift wrap, and I help out a teammate by tossing a roll of gift wrapping paper to Alex. You've got a lot of hands. I can toss you the gift wrap, ribbon, and some tape too.
That's good, because if you do that, I can be like, "We're here for the gift wrapping services."
Let's do it. I'm down with it. All right, so you stop and you pause and you remember, even though you didn't recall having it earlier, that now you have these gift wrapping supplies with you, and you quickly toss them over to Alex, who's got his hands up in the air.
Well, I think if I get him, I can start clapping and be like, "Yay, snowballs! Snowball fights are so good. You guys need anything gift wrap? I just came up from the party, trying to help people out. Merry Christmas, you know." I like that I turned into Yogi Bear at some point.
Are you so you've got the gift wrap stuff? Are you just offering it to them?
Oh yeah. So like, there's just candy everywhere. Hey, you guys, we brought candy. Look, all the candy. We brought candy for everybody. You guys partying? We just came from the party. They told us to come up and party with like all the guards, bring you guys a little Christmas cheer. You need anything gift wrapped or we're just here to hang out.
They each cock the mechanism on their weapons, and they point the three of you towards the door to the left. So you guys are getting drawn in the door to the left, while Mike's character Dimples is slowly hovering or sliding towards the door to the right. So they're motioning y'all with their guns inside the main room. What are y'all doing?
If they said go for it, then we go for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you mean go for it?
Like they motioned us towards that door to the left, and we'll be like,
But I'm still hidden, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're trying to steal focus.
So they're
keep
following
focus, right?
they're following you. They basically guide you guys in under gunpoint, the three of y'all.
Okay.
As you
Yes.
enter into this room, you see in the middle of the room, behind a giant, like cylindrical vat of fluid, that there is a skeletal creature that has Rudolph's nose attached to its snout. And that light is pulsing and getting stronger and stronger. And it looks like there are other various failed kind of bodies and clone-like creatures in these different vats.
There's another
off to the
vat with
side.
just a top hat and a corncob pipe and a puddle of water.
That's it.
And just a big failed written on the front of it.
There's a board in there that says like a big dry erase board that's like, but not dry, like it's one of the glass ones because it's a super fancy movie set that they've written on with ink that says polar bear with 10 arms, and then it's like scratched through a whole bunch of times, and it's like no, totally unrealistic, never would happen, written on it. So yeah, y'all are ushered into this laboratory of kind of this bizarre Christmas clone research of different failed and horrible experiences, and it looks like they have attached Rudolph's nose to some sort of horrible abomination. Ebenezer Gruber and Jacqueline Frost are staring at this creature, and they pause to look at y'all as you come in. We flash over to Dimples. Dimples, what do you want to do as they're going through that other door?
Dimples is again going to look for another air vent because I would like to flash back to a moment during the distraction where those two guys got their heads knocked together, and I want to grab one of those. Like, did you grab both the guns or one of the guns?
I had said that. Yeah, I took both the guns.
He was holding one and he put
One of them.
behind
One
him
of
in
them.
his
Hold on. One of them's still out in the hall. I left one and then tried to act like we were giving them candy. So there's a submachine gun that says Santa's
there
little
is.
helper on it, sitting. You're gonna have to somehow silently make it over all the candy to get a hold of that gun.
Well, okay then.
I mean, you could pick it up as they like motioned us over. 'Cause I put it
Never
down.
mind. Okay, so I'm gonna try and do a. Oh man. So I'm gonna climb into an air vent, anything that leads into where that room is. And
yeah,
I'm
I mean,
going...
you can go through the other door that leads into that room. You can also go up into the air vent if you want to. I won't stop you.
Cinematically, I would like to go through the air vent.
That is fine.
And then, I'm going to reach into my. So I'm going to drop as soon as I hear my friends being threatened in there. I'm going to drop down out of the air vent from my fancy suspenders hanging from there. I'm just gonna start emptying the pockets of my vest that are full of knick-knackery, and I'm just gonna be like raining, Christmas shurikens at them. It's just like as I'm bouncing from my suspenders like a baby Bjorn. Like
okay, so we'll come to that in just 1 second. So they draw in. Hey, we caught these. I mean this thing and these two elves outside. You said keep an eye.
Gift wrapper.
Do what?
We're gift wrappers. Like they brought us in. We're just here to gift wrap.
Yeah. I don't know how they got past Hans and Franz. But they said they're here to gift wrap. But you said to keep an eye out for like elves and like Pola stuff. And so we figured, we bring them into you. And you see Dr. Jacqueline Frost start to open her mouth so that I can do a amazing feminine voice when all of a sudden Dimples falls down through the ceiling and starts throwing stuff all over the place. What does everyone else do?
Grab the nose! Grab the nose!
I am going to flash back to when from the gift wrapping things as we were coming through, there is a like tape gun that
Nice.
Coco was holding, and I took it from one of his arm or her arms very discreetly.
There.
Sounds good.
Their arms, and
We don't reproduce, so gender's meaningless. I'm sort of mystic.
and then I'm going to attempt to shoot with the tape gun at Rudolph's nose on the abomination to force myself.
Get over here.
All right, I love this. So we've got shurikens flying, we've got tape gun doing. I want to kind of do some simultaneous action here, and I'll narrate everything after the fact. So what's everybody else doing?
I'm gonna try to rescue as many other cryptids as possible.
The
Nice.
emergency open.
Nice.
Yeah, there is a
to-
giant button like in the middle of the room that's underneath a thing of glass that says "Do not push." That looks like it's connected to all these different fluidic and cages and crates.
Nice. Coco yells out, "Ah, you've got it, kid!" And then pulls out his submachine gun that was and just starts laying down cover fire. So like where you're not, I'm about to shatter glass all over the place, right? Like I'm shooting the board, I'm shooting like containers. Actually, I want to, since he's shooting the gun at the Rudolph container, the tape gun right at the nose, I'm gonna try and blast the container apart, right?
Cool. So let's go ahead and let's have Mike roll first for Dimples and see how the cover and distraction actually works as far as how everybody else responds.
I'm doing this to save my friends, but it's also causing a lot of destruction and chaos.
Okay.
What is it?
What's his motive? Is your motivation primarily the chaos and destruction, or primarily helping your friends?
No, I'm trying to save my friends.
Okay, so that's a nice roll.
It's a nice roll, but is it nimble? I'm being very nimble. No.
Oh, I absolutely think dropping down my fancy suspenders and like shurikening things at the same time feels very much like a nimble thing to me.
It's yeah, okay. I rolled 2 2s, so I succeed.
Yeah.
I rolled 2 2s. I even want to go one more and do like another switch, but yeah.
You're like flipping over as you're like throwing stuff. Like it's very. So you do that, Alex. You're shooting that container and then laying down cover fire.
Yeah,
So
I just pull the gun out and go.
this sounds
right
like
at the
carnage to me.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll. I think
Come on,
naughty.
baby. I'm back to 3s all around.
Yep.
And I got a 2 and a 3. Yo, yeah, baby.
All
Just
right, so you
blast it
crack the
apart.
case. Water or liquid comes spewing out as the glass cracks away. Whatever this creature is starts to ambulate just a little bit and lets out a horrible noise as Sparkles shoots the tape gun out to try to rip the nose back towards it. Go ahead and make that roll for me.
I am going to I think it's a nice roll because I am in the spirit of getting back Rudolph's nose, which is so necessary. And
This is saving Christmas.
We're saving Christmas.
And I really don't want to roll naughty also too. Yeah, go ahead.
saving Christmas in honor of that.
Yeah.
And I got a 3, which succeeds.
Awesome. All right, and then let's see about releasing the other cryptids. You're kind of dancing your way across the room, Elvis, as trying to hit that button. Let's go ahead and make a roll for that.
So I think it's nimble, but I think it's nice. Even though the button says "Do not push," I've got the spirit of Christmas and in my heart.
Well, and also I think it seems like your motivation was like, let's free these horribly imprisoned things, which does feel like a nice thing to do. And it's certainly nimble as you're dodging machine gun fire and Christmas tchotchkes.
But it's still a long shot because I'm not nice.
Mhm.
Come on, baby. You got this.
Still
I'm
one.
I'm picturing the lab from Spider-Man. What is the
Into
animated
the Spider-Verse.
Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Remember when they find Doc Ock that it's all glass and frosted glass and
Yeah.
stuff? Yeah.
How do we do?
I got a 2.
Uh-huh.
So if I were to suddenly do something spirited,
Yep.
Can I phone a friend who's got an idea?
What if we could like flash back to like just the
It's not a
Elvis.
flash.
Christmas.
Spirited is
That's
not a flashback,
that's
it's in the
naughty.
present.
Spirited
right,
is
that's
in the moment.
Nicer.
I want to see what y'all come up with. I do have an idea. But
singing loudly is there, dude. You could just sing beautiful, a loud song.
oh yeah, there's absolutely conceit in this game that basically if you forcing players to sing, though it's something I just do for fun, can absolutely be put in place as a like placeholder for like, okay, I don't have any other ideas, I can just sing a song, a Christmas song.
Or like, is setting them free helping someone you know's Christmas wish come true? Seems like he's got some vegan activist elf buddies.
So here's my I think super fun idea. So I think singing a song is fine. I think hitting that button and then busting out a window and getting everybody to sleigh ride out of here when it's done. I will, like, if you can figure out something nearby immediately after this that you can turn into a sleigh to like get these cryptids out, I'll give you that point. But that's got to be your next action.
So I need to find something in the room that could be a suitable sleigh.
Yes, to bust out the window of the 40th floor of the Chest Nutkatomi Plaza, hoping that you guys can figure out a way to fly between here and the ground.
So I think that an overturned desk
Yeah.
Very returned
could be sleigh-like enough.
Cool. So yeah, I think hitting that button, and then like there's a desk right next to it, and you're flipping it over as you're going, and your next like action or two will be getting all those creatures either on it, or if they're locomotive lashed to it appropriately in a non like weird dominating way, to start getting everything moving for that. That sounds totally good for me. Freedom plus Christmas sleigh.
I will say there's also a lot of liquid on the floor, so the hydroplaning situation would be very. There's all kinds of lubricant action happening on the floor.
I wanted to flash back to that. I am very Sparkle is very avid about knowing everything about Christmas and Christmas cheer, and he has learned about the science and Christmas physics of Rudolph's nose, and knows that it is one of the most concentrated objects of magic dust. And by shaking out the nose, Sparkle might be able to glean enough magic dust to give the sleigh some flight as it flies out the window and guide us safely to the ground.
I love that. All right, let's go to that. So here's what we see. We see Dimples crash to the ceiling on his fancy suspenders, flipping stuff all over. We see the shot happen to the cabinet. We see this creature let out this weird guttural bone-like painful noise as the nose is taped onto and then pulled off its body by Sparkles, who grabs it, and as Elvis hits that button, he flips over a desk and starts going like on, let's go. And y'all are turning it into a sleigh as Sparkles is like shaking out this magic dust, which you do see it start to hover gently over the ground as even the liquid around it starts to turn slightly icy from the Christmas powers. What do y'all do now?
I slice my suspenders, I drop down, and I get over to the sleigh as I hold my pants up.
You hear Jacqueline let out a screech as she starts bemoaning the loss of her precious child, and it is holding this bony skeletal reindeer-like creature and sobbing. Alex, what are you doing?
Oh boy. What's Gruber doing? Yes, Parrish, go.
Just gotta find a way to push it out the window.
Yeah, I was gonna say I hop on the back of the sleigh and start pushing it Cool Running style.
Feel the rhythm.
Feel the jingle. Feel the jangle. Come on, y'all.
Evan, do you know what Cool Runnings is?
We got a dangle.
Oh, and then you were shooting with the machine gun, but you could shoot out the window.
Oh, absolutely, that is happening. I mean, like that's as soon as I shot that thing exploded. I think like again in my head, like I just sprayed. It was just suppressing fire as
Yeah.
well. And
Go ahead.
yeah, I mean, I want to find a way to. I'm trying to think of a way to drop Hans's ass out of
I've
this
got
window.
it. Don't worry, I've got your back. Don't worry, I've got you in this. So y'all are starting.
I'm getting on the Cool Runnings then.
Elvis is starting to push it, and it's like not moving at all. And then all of a sudden, it starts surging
I run
forward
over and-
as everybody's piling on. And Elvis is like, I've never felt this strong. I'm moving all these people. And then he looks up, and behind him is Coco with his hands on like the top.
You're doing great, buddy.
Pushing it forward.
My
Y'all,
pants are falling. Hold on.
y'all are at
People said they don't believe the North Pole's got a bobsled team.
Yeah.
y'all are at the window, and y'all are starting to take off and take flight as the last freed cryptid makes its way onto the slate, and y'all are 3 feet out the window when all of a sudden you feel something lurch on the back of the sleigh, and you look back, and Ebenezer Gruber is hanging on and trying to pull, like he's hanging onto the window and hanging onto the edge of the sled, and is trying to hold onto y'all and stop you from getting away. What do you do?
I mean, I'd like to turn back to him and be like, I'm putting you on the naughty list, and this time you're gonna stay there, and just kick him kick him off.
Go ahead and roll for it. Sounds naughty.
Yep,
Sounds carnage.
that's a 2
So you
under 4. Got him.
you all of a sudden he thinks he has it. He dodges your first foot. He dodges your second foot, but he didn't realize there were 2
There's
more
so
of
many
them
feet.
coming at him. And they hit him, and all of a sudden he lets go, and you see him fall slow motion style all the way down to the ground. As y'all start to glide up into the air, you don't have quite the speed that you would have hoped for, and you don't know if you're going to make it back in time. What can you do to speed up this sleigh?
I think we have to sing Christmas Cheer, and this is powered by the brick of powdered sugar that I pull out of my, and I go like LeBron James, and I'd be like, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, and I'm like, just powdered sugar.
Speed is picking up, but everybody has to sing in order to make it work.
Just like the one I used to know.
Where the treetops glisten
Get a bunch of fart-
and children listen.
To hear cats flying through the air.
And all of a
full
sudden,
nightmares.
powered by powdered sugar and Christmas spirit, y'all boost through the upper atmosphere. We don't have to worry about the science of it, but y'all do a quick arc and skip over to the North Pole, landing at 4:58 and saving Christmas. Thank you guys so much for playing.
Good job,
The
everybody.
Santa-Cide
That was
Squad.
awesome.
So-
Tony, this is great. I love this. This is so
fun
fun.
game.
It is a super fun game that will be popular 2 weeks out of the year every year. So, yeah. So, real quick, before we leave, I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on the system once we end the stream, because I don't want all the horrible critiques live. No, but tell everybody where to find you at and what you do again. So, Mike, tell people who you are and what you do.
My name is Mike Mercadal. You can find me on Twitter at MikeMercadal. Current projects include a podcast with this guy, or wherever he is on your stream. I don't know where he is, but with our Alex Murray called Mike Contextualizes the Universe, where basically we're bringing context to the MCU, because Alex has only seen a few of those movies, and we're going through the whole thing to explain to him why it's important. But we also talk about like our personal lives at that time, what the world was like in 2008 when Iron Man came, and a segment that's become very popular on the show, the songs of the week that the movie came out. So like today it was that song "Rude," the "Why You Gotta Be So Rude" that people like heard once and forgot about.
Don't you
that
know
came
I'm
out at a
human
very
too?
yes.
Came out
But-
the same day Guardians of the Galaxy did.
Yep, that's right. And it's a great fun project, and we have a podcast network called Missing Sock Podcast Network, where it's on the shows on that
Awesome.
thing. But if you follow me or our Alex Murray, you'll see it.
Cool.
We got one dropping tonight, actually.
Sweet. Evan, tell people a little bit about who you are, where you're from, what you do.
I am still a student, but I have been working on Age of Exploration for a very long time, and we're excited about the newest versions. You can find Age of Exploration to print for free and play. That's as the cards that it has as an RPG version, and we're also hoping to have new versions of that coming out in the future.
Awesome. Paris, tell us a little bit about you.
Right. Evan and I are the co-designers of the RPG Age of Exploration, if you're just joining us. And as Evan said, you can go to explorealterra.com to download and print a copy for free. Buy a copy of the cards as print on demand, or sign up to follow us for the Kickstarter, the full box version. It's an RPG designed to introduce new players to role playing, and would be a great follow-up if your family enjoys Santa-Cide Squad and you want to play something after Christmas, then it is a great little follow-up step in role playing.
Awesome. We'll hopefully be able to have you guys back on sometime to run a game for all of us. Alex, tell people a little bit about who you are and where you're from.
I'm at Alex Murray all over the internet. I'm a Brooklyn-based now, but I'm from Georgia. Actor, stand-up comedian, podcaster. Check out my Contextualizes the Universe, and I will also plug Child's Play, my the premier Kids Bop review podcast. We just dropped our Christmas episode, and like if you want to hear me talk more about Der Weihnachtsbäckerei, you can check out those podcasts. I covered it. It's a weird song, but the Kids Bop Christmas album, legit maybe my 4th or 5th favorite Christmas album. It's insane. Give it a listen, even if you don't listen to our podcast about it. Other than that, yeah, I mean, I'll probably be on the, next or the stream after that.
He'll be back
I'll be
soon.
back soon.
And so actually in the new year, Alex and I and Gary are going to be starting a regular playthrough at least once a month to start. We may ramp it up after that of my RPG Beards and Beyond. You can find that at beardrpg.com, which is going to fulfillment like in a week, hopefully. And because it's been a long road and designing a game in the middle of a pandemic, and it affects everything. So but we are looking forward to that. We also release content on a regular basis. We do cover indie tabletop games here. We just learn how to play them here on the stream, and then I do short reviews on them over on our YouTube channel. So if you've ever wondered about a certain RPG system and you don't have time to learn it or don't know about RPGs but you want to learn it, I will play it with the designer or somebody who knows more about it than I do, learn how to play it, and then I will do a 5-minute-ish review so that you can learn kind of the essential reality of that system in a really short period of time and see if it's worth diving more into. You can go to ttrpg.link/YouTube because we're not at 100 subscribers yet, so we don't have a cool YouTube link. So ttrpg.link/YouTube to check that out. And you can check out Santa-Cide Squad. Yeah, hit subscribe. Yeah. And you can check out Santa-Cide Squad at ttrpg.link/Santa-Cide Squad. And so thank you guys again so much for playing. Hang out for just 1 second, but let's all wave bye at everybody and wish everybody